Alrighty. Yes, I know this probably looks like shit because I built this and didn't know what I was going to do with it. I am going to put a wood wall here just to hang something, mounts, pictures, something. Nothing spectacular. This is just my little editing area where I get away from my actual work area in my garage shop, whatever you want to call it. But it's where I do taxidermy, it's where I skin deer, it's where I butcher deer. Everything to do with butchering anything and everything that I hunt and or fish. Today, I'm working on other videos and stuff, but you know, I figured, heck, might as well talk a little bit about what's going on. We got our food plot all bush hogged, all tilled, all planted, and it has rained for the last 2 days. Hopefully it doesn't drown my food plot, but I think tomorrow, maybe the last day of rain. I don't know. Indiana's so weird. It's like spring right now. It's raining like every other day, which is weird because we usually don't have this in summer. It's usually just hot. So basically what we got going on is we're starting to transition into deer mainly. We have a lot of things kind of going on right now as far as what we're wanting to do this fall. We're going to try for an elk hunt. It's a big if, really, to be honest with you, because we got a lot going on, and you know, just paying off the house and the property, that was a big chunk. And you know, it takes a little bit to recover when you pay a lot. So when you bust ass and you get something done, you got to build back up. So now we're trying to build back up. We're getting ready for deer season at the same time. So you got, you know, all your food plots, the money goes into that, the gas, the time. You know, there's so much little stuff going out that it's hard to have big chunks for other things. But we are definitely going to try for that elk hunt. For sure, we are going to Kentucky in September. Hopefully for velvet bucks. I honestly am fine with them when it's shed off. I don't care. I like either one. Preferably to not have to pay extra couple $100 to have freeze-dried antlers. They could rub that shit off for all I fucking care. But that's an extra buck tag, extra doe tags. Definitely going to go down there. Obviously, that's money, you know. Gas to get down there. It's about a 4-hour drive, I believe, from where we're at. So not too bad. That'd be me and Jaden, kind of our little thing. I'm excited about that, truthfully. But my food plot, I'm super, super stoked for. The food plot is so perfectly designed and set up. In my opinion, this is going to be a very killer spot. So basically what we did, I was going to do 30 yards. I think we ended up doing about 35, maybe 40 yards long at the furthest point from the tree that I'm going to be in, which is a big cedar. I've got 2 or 3 cedars around it. Lots of cover. We're going to add more cover by taking off the back of the tree. Put some, you know, behind brush behind us because you can't shoot that way anyways. It's just too thick. And we're going to build up. Basically, it's going to look like a bird nest, but naturally. We're going to flow it the best we can that it's covered. They're going to step in, and everything that gets in this food plot is in range. I'm going to put a mock scrape on one side. I haven't decided which side yet. Hopefully 2-3 days from now we get some good sun. It's going to come up. It literally rises perfect. It will cover my food plot, and then when it's setting in the evening, I've got a little bit of a hillside, so I'm going to have shade for an hour and a half, 2 hours before dark. Perfect. These deer are going to come up out of their bed. Boom. Right there. We also have a creek just over the hill. Is there a reason I burp in every goddamn video that I do? I don't know. I don't even care anymore. I had coffee and I've been burping ever since. Whatever. It's got nothing to do with anything. I just noticed that I do it a lot, alright? But not for real. So that's what we got going on. We got this food plot that is set up so perfectly with 2 or 3 different bedding areas all the way around it, a creek down the hill from me. There's a cornfield up the hill and on the neighbor. They don't spend hardly any daylight hours in that field because the guy is a farmer. He drives around on his buggy. So that's pushing deer directly to me. I'm going to be the best hidden food source with acorns on the whole hillside next to me. I think it's going to be a golden spot. I'm freaking stoked for this spot just because, like I said, it's set up perfect, and there are good deer. There's nothing huge. The biggest I've seen up there in the last couple of years is about a 150, but it's close to home. There's some cool frame bucks, you know. I'm not fully about the score. Obviously, you know 170, 180, 190, 200 would be awesome. Not going to happen on this property, and I don't care. I really don't. I've got a big wide buck who's probably in the 140s, 150s. I would definitely shoot him if he's still around. We don't know yet. A 15-pointer from last year. He's a mainframe 12, really good mass. He was only a 3-year-old. Has some sort of leg injury. It looks like maybe a copperhead bite or something. It's been swole for 2 years, and it causes him to kind of do some funky shit with his antlers. So he'll be a 4-year-old this year. The wide one, we're talking every bit of 6, maybe a 7-year-old deer. And all the way around us, it's just not a lot of hunters. There's a lot of older people. There's some fancy neighborhoods that those people definitely don't hunt. They might even feed them, which might pull some does that way. But I'm hoping with this food plot that I can give a little pullback. Up and comers, we have a 9-year-old. That is way off. We have a 9.2-year-old. Fix that. Jesus, I was way off. Now, for real though, he's a stud 2-year-old last year. So I'm thinking potentially a 3-year-old hammer, probably going to be a 10. White rack, very obvious rack. We should know him right off the bat if we get him on camera. Most of the bucks around here have the same brow tines, so the genetics are very close knit. We don't have a whole lot of does in this area, and I'm going to try to not kill any does. Like, that's obvious, you know, I can easily do that. And that'll hopefully allow more does to feel comfortable in here, and we're not going to touch any of them either. We're just going to stack as many does in here as we can this year, and hopefully that'll make rut a little better than it was last year, because last year seemed like rut. I heard a couple deer running. I even was checking my food plot back here by the house. Heard a couple deer chasing a doe, grunting and everything. I just didn't get to see them. But for 1 or 2 does on about 60 acres, it's not good. Like, that's total, like all the area around here, and I've only got 3 or 4 properties around me that I can hunt. Everybody's old, stingy, either lives on the property or something, but none of them really hunt, so that's perfect. The places I can hunt are pretty much gold mines. All the deer just go to them because there's nobody in them. But yeah, we're pretty excited about all that. That food plot, like I said, I've got the most confidence in that one being the one, because towards season they migrate back off me and head back in that direction, so that should put me in the money right around October 1st. We'll see, hopefully. Other than that, I'm putting together a buck video right now. The do's and don'ts, basically, kind of going back from 2011 when I started getting serious about filming all the way up until 2020, which is, I didn't even kill a deer as far as like antlered. I killed 6 does, but that's it. So I'm going to cover that time frame, bucks I've killed, what I would do different, what I should have done, what I want to do in the future, what I learned from each situation. I'm going to try to keep it somewhat short, but it's probably still going to be a 20-minute video, just because there's 7 or 8 buck kills in it. So that's going to be a good video. You get to see a lot of bucks go down, kind of a recap, and you know, if you like them, you can always go back and watch those other videos because they're all here on YouTube. But that's my goal, is to get in there, just see all the old videos and what I would do, and tell y'all, you know, if you're getting in filming, this is what you could do and should do. And obviously my number one first buck on video did not get the kill shot, and that will be the first one I talk about, because that is the one that irritates me absolutely the most. Anytime I see on YouTube everything is great up until the kill shot, people just don't get it. And to me, that's the whole point of filming. You're capturing the hunt, and you miss the main part of the hunt, that's not good. That's not okay. I have let so many deer walk since then because I couldn't get them on video. Yeah, I don't feel that tag, but at the same time, I'm not sitting there with regrets thinking, man, I could have got that on video. I love to film. That is my thing. Ever since I got into it, I film. I want to film. I want to watch those videos. I want to go back and see what happened. You know, learn from that or just enjoy the hunt, you know. It's a lot better than in the moment when you're scrambling for a shot and you're just, you know, everything's hectic. You usually don't remember a whole lot of it because so much is going on. I'll go back and watch a video and be like, wow, I did that, you know. So this is kind of my outlook on my own experiences. Everybody's is going to be different. Y'all may have your own opinion on what a hunting show, hunting video, whatever should be. This is mine. This will be whatever the hell I want it to be. If you don't like it, you could go somewhere else. Watch the millions of other hunting videos that are there.
I've got like the hiccup burps now.
Oh, like an SD card. That makes no sense to be on the floor. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to bust this out, bust that out. I might do another video here in a little bit. You know, I got some topics I'd like to talk about here and there. But we'll see how they go. It's just a matter of having the time. And, you know, right now I'm kind of like, I'm hiding from the kids. So it gives me a chance to do some work and get caught up on a little bit. I've got so much taxidermy work to do, but right now I've got to build back up funds for the material to do more. That's just how taxidermy is. You have to pay to make money, and I don't make much of shit doing taxidermy. Most taxidermists do not make a killing doing taxidermy, especially people like me. I do it for a hobby because I love the animals and I want to bring them back to life. A good businessman as a taxidermist would charge way more than I charge. I charge significantly lower for a shoulder mount than most people would. I make 180 profit, where other dudes have the same amount of time, same amount of effort, same amount of, you know, everything. The end product usually isn't even as good as mine. Some of them are better, but you're paying $600-700 for something that's better than mine. That's double what I'm doing. Call me a dick, but the rest of you taxidermists can suck it, because I'm not out here to get rich off of anybody. But I am out here to make as many videos as I fucking want and do whatever the fuck I want doing them, because guess what? This is me. This is my show. This is my channel, whatever you want to call it. This is where you will go to watch me if you like me. If you don't, kiss my ass and move on. That's cool. I don't give a shit because I don't know most everybody, obviously. Wouldn't make sense. Hell, I've even got friends that don't watch my shit, but they don't hunt. So, get off here, get into this. I'll see you in a minute. Stay tuned for the next videos, and always subscribe, hit the like, share if you want. Keep coming back. We're going to have a lot more. There's going to be a lot more interesting things approaching as far as deer hunting, duck hunting, possibly elk this year again. Definitely going to Kentucky for whitetail. And whatever else in between we can find and want to do, we are going to get done this year because it is time to get back on track and back to business. Stay tuned.